gets ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. They start the drive with Cook, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll set up to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. They're going to look to throw. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Looking to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Ready?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
19. Cowboys. Ready?
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Okay.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Now Willis on 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to have the Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And Willis keeping it himself on the option. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Malik Willis, a 23-yard run as his guys are able to extend their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early and give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does.
Set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And way out past the 35 before he's taken down.
their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Yeah, they string that play out nicely. He stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, second down. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that that can bring them down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. It's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Use him all in the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And now the rookie's free. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, I feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll drop to throw. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. 21-0 our score after 1.
First quarter with the score Buccaneers 21, Vikings 0.
Here we go.
The offense on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. This is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Well, with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
Ready, break. Left.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Offense set to begin their next possession. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, the last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
From the 27, Willis looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That's good for a Buccaneer first, to pick up of 12 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
And just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again to throw, Willis on 2nd down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards the pickup there.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 35 on second down, Willis. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
Six yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here we go, set.
Hands it off out of the gun. A 3-yard pickup on second and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on third and a little more than a yard.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Willis on the sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. It's a gain of a yard, and that'll be good enough for a Tampa Bay first down.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Let's go now.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Third down, it's Willis. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown on their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe sideline.
The kick by Lutz is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. He'll drop to throw. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They go play action with Willis. Steps away to his left. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. It's Cameron Dantzler who got him down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's a quick throw completed by Willis. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 24-yard line. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. 2nd down, here's Willis. Wide open receiver, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a 1st down. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bucs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Buccaneers 38, Vikings 7.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll run it. Here's Cook.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run it again with Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, 1st down, Vikings. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against let alone put points up on the board.
On second down, Cook. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 37. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is down to 24. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
19 right.
Willis from the gun on third down. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Over the middle, complete. That's Carroll. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Running for it. Here's Cook. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the line...
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here's Willis. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bucs add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. What's good on the extra point? And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Play action, Willis. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Hold it ready. 70 ranges, 70 ranges. Go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Willis. They have pressure coming, and they got him once again. That winds up pushing it back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On play action, they'll throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Goes right back to Smith again. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big targeted tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Bucs come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Buccaneers, they run their record to 13-3 now on the year.